Hi, I'm Tina, and I'm here today to share a delicious treat for you because it's Tupperware's birthday month, and this is a perfect birthday treat. So today we're going to be making cake truffles with homemade buttercream. Yum! All right, so let's get started. First of all, we are going to be using our whip and mix container, and I've got about a fourth of a cup of butter inside. And so with the whip and mix, it comes with this really cool rotating mixture, and it actually has two speeds. So this is amazing for making homemade whipped cream and all that kind of good stuff. So I just want to share a little bit with you about some of the great features. You'll notice that in the back there's a little handle with a little hollow cut out, and this section right here has got the little teeth, and those teeth are going to go right into that, so it kind of locks into place right like that. And then you've got a pour spout over here that you can actually use. You'll notice that it has a funnel that I'm going to be using today. And it also has this little top section that's the lock. You always want to make sure that when you're using it, it's unlocked, because it does unlock for you to take it apart and wash it, and it's completely dishwasher safe. So that's a real win. All right, so how does this work? Now we're going to crank this down a little bit, and you're just going to hold onto the handle. I'm going to start on the first level that you see right here. And I'm going to spin it for about 10 seconds. That's all we need to do. That kind of whipped up that butter really, really nice. So that's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty cool? All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mix in some sifted powdered sugar. I'm not going to put it all in. I'm going to put just a little bit in at a time. And as it gets a little bit thicker, my handle's going to get more difficult to turn. So what I'll do is I'll end up moving it to the next gear as we put more and more powdered sugar. You know, there's a lot of people that live off grid these days. They don't have access to electricity. There's people that have electricity, but it goes out because of storms. Having some of our, what I call non-motorized appliances, is pretty. All right. So we'll just keep adding a little bit at a time till we get it all done. So it's getting a little thicker, so I'm going to change gears. See how much faster and easier that makes it. When it's really thick, that's what you want to make sure you start doing. And I think we'll just add the rest of that in. All righty. Now, I'm going to add a couple of more quick ingredients. The next thing we're going to do is, I've got my little funnel in place right here, so I don't have to take the top off to do this. I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream. So I'm just going to pour that right down inside. And I'm going to add some flavoring of choice. And I chose to use orange. You could use mint. There we go. Get a little chocolate on there. All righty. And we're going to start emulsifying that all together. All right, so we're all done mixing this up. I want you to just think about what a great tool this would be if you were making things like chocolate mousse. You'll never buy tubs of whipping cream again, or the cans that you shake and squirt, because this makes the best, absolutely the best whipped cream. All right, so I've got it all whipped up, just so you can get a little bit of an idea of what we're going to do next. I'm going to crank this down just a little bit so you can see. I want to clean my beaters, so I'm just going to lift them up just a little bit, and I'm going to spin this so that what's on them goes to the side of the container, because I don't want to waste anything. I want every little bit that I have right there. And then this is all going to go into the dishwasher. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take our cake. And I actually made my cake in the microwave. I made it in our stack cooker 3-quart casserole. It's just a regular cake mix. Follow the instructions, put it into the microwave for about 9 to 11 minutes, depending upon the wattage, and boom, you've got your cake done. Easiest cake in the whole wide world. So I've already kind of pre-started this just to give you a little bit of an idea. So what I've done is I placed the chunks of the cooked and cooled cake inside of my chopper, and we've got little granules of cake mix. So I'm going to do the last couple of pieces. So I've got chunks of cake. I just took a knife and cut it up into big chunks, nothing fancy. And now we're going to use this. And this is a non-motorized chopper. This is the large. We have a couple of different sizes. I have to just double check here, make sure I've got my blade in place. There we go. And as you pull, it's going to start. There we go. You don't have to go to the gym now, right? We'll make a nice line. And so this gave me chopped and shredded up cake mix. There we go. And we're going to add this to the rest of our cake mix that we have. All right. Now this blade is really, really sharp, so you want to be really careful with it. Okay, next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to actually combine the buttercream frosting that I made along with the cake. So we're just going to take our spatula, scoop this all in. Now, if you want to add something else in here, you could. So for example, you could add like Oreo cookies. So you could take an Oreo, a couple of Oreos actually, put it in that chopper and add it to this. That would be kind of yummy as well. For this, I'm not going to do that. I just added the orange flavored extract because I wanted to make these orange flavored. But you can add anything else that you wanted to. And now we're going to mix. Okay. We're going to mix it so that all of the frosting and the cake mix is combined. So that's going to take us just all right. Now that we have our cake batter completely mixed up, we're ready for the next step. So we're going to be using one of my favorite products, and it's our silicone baking mat. So I wanted to show you, I store mine inside of a paper towel tube because that way it kind of keeps it in control. I actually have about 4 of these in my cabinet because I use them for cookies. And so you just unroll your silicone mat and you're going to place it on your baking sheet. So it does need to be used on a firm surface so it will hold its shape. Otherwise, you'll be trying to hold it like this and everything will be falling off. So make sure you put it on a firm surface. So for today, I'm going to use it on a cookie sheet. I do use these for my cookies. I use them when we're cooking wings, anything that you're going to put in the oven. They'll get the brown and crunchy part, but they'll slide right off and clean up as a breeze. You can just wash this with warm soapy water and hang it to dry. You can put it in the dishwasher if you want to as well, but I normally just hand wash mine real quick. So what we're going to do next is we are going to take our portioning scoops. Now these come with 3 different sizes. I'm using the 1 tablespoon size, and I'm going to just scoop up a clump of my cake mix and buttercream frosting, and I'm just going to drop it right onto here. And you'll notice that it then makes a little round circle, and I'm just going to go through and scoop these up, and we'll fill up the entire tray. Right, I'm back and I have all of the little yummy cake truffles all made. The recipe actually says it's going to make 20. I actually got 23 out of this batch. So now the next step is they need to go into the freezer for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to just put my baking sheet, slide it right into my freezer. We'll be back in 20 minutes and then we're going to wrap up this deliciousness. All right, we're back. It's been 20 minutes and all of our little balls have been in the freezer for about 20 minutes. So now it's time to put the final touches on them. So I've taken our microwave measuring pitcher and I put some chocolate wafers in there. You want to melt them at about 30 seconds per blast, because if you put them in there for 2 minutes, you're going to fry them. 30 seconds stir, 30 seconds stir. So this took about 4 increments of 30 seconds to get them nice and chocolatey. And the next thing you're going to do is use one of your like a pop, I guess they're called cake pop sticks, and you're just gonna stick that in there and put that into your chocolate. Now the next thing you do after that is entirely up to you. You could roll it inside of sprinkles. So we want to make sure we drip that all off of there first, and then we'll just roll it. Just like that. And then you could either leave the cake pop stick in it and you have cake pops, or you could carefully removing it just using like our spatula just to kind of hold it in place as you pull the stick out. And then you'll just have the yummy little cake truffles. And just continue doing that until all of your cake pops or truffles are completely finished. Now, I want you to just picture the hard part about this is deciding which flavor that you're going to want to use. So I chose a yellow cake mix with orange extract and chocolate. Yummy, yum. You could have had those Oreos in it in that chocolate. You could put white chocolate on top of it if you wanted to go that route as well. Um, you could do like a chocolate mint. So you have chocolate with mint extract. So it's really entirely up to you on how you're going to finish these up. But the process is just stick it, dip it, and sprinkle it. And then you're set to go. Let them sit until they're nice and firm. So make sure you drip off all of the chocolate so you don't have a puddle of chocolate sitting around. That's the part that takes a little while because you want to make sure you get all of that off. I just kind of run it on the side of the container and then roll it in your sprinkles. So what combination are you going to make? And let's have a great birthday party. Wow, what a great treat this would be. And here's the thing you want to think about. How much money you're saving versus having them purchased already made. So I'm excited. These look so yummy, so delicious. And then here's a great thing. You can store them in a couple of different ways. If they're just for your family, we have our fabulous large snack and store. And I love this. Think about all of those. These are great for cookies. You can use them for desserts and things like that. We also have something a little bit more giftable. And these are our ultra clear containers. These are relatively new to our line. And oh my gosh, aren't these not beautiful? So they look like glass, but they're not. They're Tupperware and they have a really nice airtight seal. So you could fill these up with probably about 6 would fit inside of here if you're going to use this as a gift for someone as well.